And in Sri Lanka, President Dissanayake is going to address the inaugural session of the new parliament. It is the 10th parliament since the 1978 presidential constitution. The new parliament will officially convene with its inaugural session, marking the commencement of a new legislative term. The new Speaker of the House will also be elected during the session, who will take the oath of office and administer the oath to all new parliamentarians. And Dr. Ahmed Farooqi joins us from Colombo for more on this. Well, Dr. Farooqi, Dissanayake will be presenting his government's policy statement at the inaugural session of the new parliament today. What all is expected?
Lepakshi, you see, there's a constitutional tradition in Sri Lanka that whenever a new session, a new term of the parliament commences, the president, who is the head of the state as well as the head of the government, places before the parliament a statement of the policy of the government, how it will be taking forward its policies and how it will be implementing them. So this is enshrined in the constitution under articles 32, 3 and 33. And the president is going to lay before the parliament after the speaker has taken his oath of allegiance, as well as the other members of the parliament have taken the oath. So this will be a momentous occasion, because this will be a formal inauguration of the policies which the government will be proposing to have in its coming tenure. And that's something which is remarkable, because for the first time ever, from a center to center right kind of a government which used to exist in Sri Lanka, from there Sri Lanka has now shifted towards a leftist government, as NPP won both the presidential election in September this year and the parliamentary election. In fact, the parliamentary election was won with a decisive and a huge mandate, something which no other party or grouping has ever done after the 1978 constitution.
All right. Also, Dr. Ahmed, the new Speaker of the House will also be elected during the session. Which names are doing the rounds right now?
Lepakshi, you see, currently there have been good number of names, but among them, a few have already been inducted into the cabinet. So it needs to be seen who the parliament as well as the party will decide. As of now, it is mere speculation who it could be. There have been a few names going around, but still it is too early to say who it will be. So we'll have to wait till about 11 a.m. today. By the time the president will come to the parliament, and by that time we'll get to know who the speaker has been elected, and the oath of allegiance will be taken.
Also, Dr. Farooqi, the country is still in the process of recovering from its worst economic crisis in history, as the Dissanayake government faces the challenge of meeting the IMF targets also.
Lepakshi, currently speaking, yes, you're absolutely right. IMF team is currently in Sri Lanka. They are discussing on a daily basis the various means how to go ahead with the IMF agreement's third review. The IMF agreement was approved in March 2023 for a total amount of $2.9 billion, which will be available to Sri Lanka over a total of 48-month period as an extended fund facility. And these will be disbursed through regular reviews, and later on tranches of about $300 to $330 million would be released after every review. Now, currently speaking, 2 reviews have been completed, 3 tranches have already been disbursed to Sri Lanka. This is the 3rd review which is going on, and after a successful completion, a staff level agreement would be finalized. Now this is something which is very, very crucial, because the government had during the election campaign had promised that they would renegotiate the IMF agreement. Renegotiating the IMF agreement would mean that they would completely change the parameters, the debt sustainability analysis, and various parameters within it. However, after assuming the office, President Dissanayake had come out and said that for a healthy recovery of the economy, Sri Lanka needs to continue with the IMF agreement. However, certain modalities on how the austerity measures have been imposed would be altered and modified. This is what he had mentioned. This needs to be seen how these alternative revenue models will be adopted and accepted in Sri Lanka, because currently speaking, the debt exists and it has to be restructured. The final steps are yet to be completed. Secondly, the Sri Lankan economy needs to grow, because in 2022, we had seen the economy contracted about 7.8%. In 2023, it had contracted about 2.3%. This year, it is expected to grow by about 2 to 3%. However, it needs to still be seen how it will actually come out, because in the first 2 quarters, the economy has grown about 5%, and that's something which is remarkable for the economy. And we need to see how the government will find ways to find revenues for itself. In addition to this, there are going to be certain additional expenses. The government has planned to increase the salaries of government employees. They have also planned to cut down the electricity tariffs as well as the fuel charges as well. So it is going to be a difficult task, and most probably, as people have given a huge mandate, the government will be fully charged with regard to how to take forward these steps. And IMF agreement as of now will be very, very crucial.
All right, debt expected to be restructured there. Thank you so much, Dr. Farooqi, for joining us and giving us all those details.